soul and the mind. If you wanna test me, I'll feel you find in the things I'll teach ya. Sure a feature, nevertheless you get a lesson from teacher. Now kick, punch, jump, block. Once more now kick, punch, jump, and block. Don't get cocky, it's gonna get rocky. We're gonna move down to the